Our first performer is Sheila Arnold. Sheila Arnold is a oh, you can clap for her, of course. A lot of you already know her work. That's wonderful. She's a storyteller. She's a character interpreter. She is an all-around person who got her start in storytelling by working at the Colonial Williamsburg. And now she comes to us again to be on our stage. She tells many, many kinds of stories, folk tales, fairy tales, and a lot of interpretations from people from history, women from history. She has over 12 women from history that she tells their stories, and they're amazing and wonderful. She also has a book, and I wanted to show it to you. It's called The Weeping Willow. It's going to be available in our Festival Marketplace tent, and I suggest you check it out. She is deep and funny and full of consciousness with her stories. She says her heart feels the need to speak stories of justice. And I believe today and probably all the time we need to hear stories of justice. So let your hearts be filled with the presence of Sheila Arnold. Thank you.
Good morning. Oh man, we're gonna have some fun this weekend, aren't we? Yeah. Well, I get to get you started. So we're gonna start by telling you, talking about how good you are. Because y'all were good. And Linda's really good. She brought my water to me, so I really love her. So you all were good because you made it here, you sat down, and oh, I get to see special people over there. Let me wave to her because she's so special. Hey, Emma, she wasn't gonna come and now she's here, she's excited. So I am so excited because you are all so good. So we're gonna do something called affirmation. Everybody say that word. Affirmation. Oh, y'all gonna get warmed up now. Now you need to smile for me, young lady. You need to smile. I need to see a smile over there. We're gonna do some affirmations. Affirmations mean saying something good about yourself. What does it mean? All right, we're going to feel like we're in church because you're going to repeat after you. And see, at least you're going to feel like you're in the black church because we like to talk back to each other, all right? So we're going to do a little of that. So I want you to say, repeat after me. Repeat after me. Here we go. I am wonderful.
I am wonderful.
Oh, that was just great. Okay, we're going to do it again because I'm so excited y'all said that. I am wonderful.
I am wonderful.
I am marvelous.
I am marvelous.
I am phenomenal.
I am phenomenal.
If I were you, I'd miss me too. I'm all that. And a bag of Skittles. Look at me. I'm a masterpiece. I am so bright. You need your sunglasses on. And I am bold. All right, y'all did pretty good. Give yourselves a hand for that. That was pretty good. That's pretty good. But now we got to do it with a little bit of soul, baby. All right? So I want you to get your hands ready. If you got something in your hand, just go ahead and put it down. You do not need it this time. No notes on me at this time, because I do not want you to repeat anything that I'm doing. All right? So get your hands ready. Put your coffee down, okay? Stop fanning yourself. I know it's that time of year, but all right. All right, so here we go. Do what I do. Here we go. I am wonderful. And that's the actual word for wonderful in sign language, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. So you did good. So let's try to get I am wonderful. I am marvelous. I am phenomenal. If I were you, I'd miss me too. I'm all that. And a bag of Skittles. Look at me. I'm a masterpiece. I am so bright. You need your sunglasses on. And I am bold. And I am so smart. I can kiss my brains. All right, give yourselves a hand. That was good. Oh, isn't that fun? We all need to say good things about ourselves. But there's one person in history who has always had a very good self-esteem. His name is Brer Rabbit. There is no doubt his self-esteem is good. And Brer Rabbit loved to eat vegetables. He loved to eat corn and carrots, broccoli and cauliflower, green beans and spinach. He loved to eat vegetables. But he really liked to eat vegetables straight out of the garden. Loved it. And he really liked to eat vegetables straight out of a garden that he did not plant. And so he was always finding somebody else's garden. And the best garden of all was Brer Fox's garden. Now, for those of you who don't know, because let me just stop, because not everybody knows, Brer means brother. Brer means brother. Sis means, all right, y'all with me. So this is one of those old stories, and I want you to make sure you know what the words are. So Brer Rabbit was always finding Brer Fox's garden. So Brer Fox got smart. He decided he would look for a whole nother place to plant his garden. Whole nother place. He looked high, he looked low, he looked around, and he went and finally got into the woods. And he found this place in the woods that had kind of like a low ceiling over it, but the trees, you could get just enough light in it. And the dirt, it was just dark enough, just rich enough to grow something, but it was kind of hidden. So he decided to plant his garden there, and because he was the fox, he decided to put a fence around it. And he planted everything he did. And of course the sun came and the rain came and the vegetables grew. And when it was about time for the vegetables to grow up, Brer Rabbit just laughed. And Brer Fox, he don't know no better. I followed him the whole time he was looking for something. I know where his garden is. So he hopped on over there and he got there and he saw the fence and went, what? Did he think that fence was gonna stop me? I'm just going, don't he know I have hind legs? I can jump over the fence. And that's exactly what he did. He jumped right over that fence, got inside, and he started eating up. He ate carrots and corn. He ate broccoli and cauliflower. He ate green beans, and he ate spinach. Oh, it was good. Now, it was a little harder getting back over the fence afterwards, but he made it, and he went on back. Well, Brer Fox came out there to see his garden. Ooh, gonna get some garden tonight. Gonna get some garden tonight. Oh, that Brer Rabbit, I'm gonna get that Brer Rabbit, that Brer Rabbit. He was mad. Well, he planted his garden again, and then he decided he would put a mesh wire over the top of the fence. It worked out well. And this wife is looking and say, see, honey, that's what you did too. Very good, very good. He's the fox. And so he put the mesh wire over there, and well, the sun came and the rain came, and the vegetables grew, and Brer Rabbit hopped over there and did he think that mesh wire was gonna stop me? Doesn't he know? I can dig. And he dug right underneath that fence right there. And he got inside and he ate all the carrots, and he ate the corn, and he ate the broccoli and the cauliflower. Very good, y'all are listening, that's good. And the green beans and the, oh, that's the best part of it. He ate and he ate and he ate. And it was a little tighter going back through, but he got there and he hopped away. Brer Fox came a little later. Hoop, get some bread. Oh, that Brer Rabbit, go get that Brer Rabbit, go get that Brer Rabbit, go get him. Oh, he was furious. All of his vegetables were gone again. Well, this time he planted it again and such, and this time he put underneath the fence, he put some concrete around there. So he wasn't going to get over. And he put a gate on the front of the fence. Well, as you know, the rain came, the sun came, the vegetables grew, and Brer Rabbit hopped over there, and he just looked, I can't go over it. So high, I can't get over it. So low, I can't get, that's a whole nother song, okay. And he tried to dig on down, but he hit that old concrete. That didn't feel very good. So he didn't know what exactly to do. So he thought, there's a gate. There's a gate right there. There's a gate right there. up to the gate and he said, I know this ain't open. Oh, it was open. Yes, it was. He was, oh, that fox. He left the gate up. And he walked through that fence, and he walked through that gate, and he closed the gate behind him, and he ate up. And he ate carrots and he ate broccoli and he ate and you all are so awake this morning. I love that. And he ate up and he ate up and he ate up. Oh, and he sat there and it felt so good, so good. But he figured it was about time he had to get on out. So he got on out, and he got over and he got up and he went over to the gate and he went to the gate and he went to the gate and he, You see, the fox had put on a gate that you could walk in, but you need the key to get out. Oh, he knew he was done. And all he could do was wait. And here he come. There's gotta be a garden, gotta be a garden, gotta be a garden, gotta be. Ooh. Look there. Look there, Brer Rabbit. I got you now. Yes, you do. You got me now. You got me down. Just open the gate and I'll go home with you. I'm not letting you out. I brought some rope. And he went behind a tree, he got the rope, and he fed the rope into the little bitty holes in that fence. He fed the rope in and said, tie yourself up. So the Brer Rabbit, he tied his ankles up and said, well, I did it now. Tie the rest of you up. And so he had to work his way around, tying himself around, and he finally got his hands set. I think I'm done now. He said, yeah, you are. And so Fox opened that gate, went inside and picked up Brer Fox all tied up and threw him over his shoulder and said, we gonna have you for dinner tonight. Now this was a predicament for sure, but I gotta go get some fish too, because my sis, she wants some fish. So I gotta get some fish. So I'm gonna have to keep you somewhere. And he looked back at that tree, that big oak tree. I'm gonna tie you to this tree. That way you can't get down. And when I come back, you'll be dinner with fish. And so he went over to the tree and he pushed Brer Rabbit against the tree and then he wrapped Brer Rabbit up against that tree and left Brer Rabbit there. And he started walking. Oh, gonna have some rabbit tonight. Gonna have some rabbit tonight. Yeah, gonna have some rabbit tonight. Ooh, gonna have some rabbit tonight. Ooh, gonna have some rabbit tonight. And he walked on away. Brer Rabbit knew he was in trouble. And then he heard him. Ba-doom, 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 ba. It was Brer Bear. Hi, Brer Rabbit. Hey there, Bear. Oh, what you doing on the tree? I tied myself here. I tied myself here. I tied myself here because the hurricane is coming. The hurricane? The hurricane gonna have all kinds of wind, gonna blow everything around. Anything not tied up, gonna blow it around, gonna blow it all out. Oh, where's the hurricane? It's behind you. Oh, Lord. Oh, is it gonna blow me away too, Brer Rabbit? It sure enough is. You better tie yourself up. Oh, I don't have no rope. I'm gonna blow away with a hurricane. Well, you know what, Brer Bear? I have more rope at home. If you untie me, I'll tie you to the tree, and then I'll go get the rope and come back. You would do that for me, Brer Rabbit? I sure enough would. You's a good friend. I sure am. And so Brer Bear began to untie and untie and untie and untie and untie him until Brer Rabbit got on down. All right, Brer Bear, lean against the tree. All right now. Tie me good now, tight, all right? Tie me tight. Don't want to blow away in the hurricane. And so Brer Rabbit went around and around and around and around. That tight enough? And he went around and around and around and around. That tight enough? Oh. And around and around and around and around. That tight enough? I think so. I'll be right back, Brer Bear. You stay here. And Brer Rabbit hopped along and didn't laugh until he was out of earshot. Well, it was some hours later that Brer Fox was coming back. Gonna have some rabbit tonight. I'm gonna have some rabbit tonight. I'm gonna have some rabbit tonight. I'm gonna have some rabbit tonight. Brer Bear, what are you doing on the tree? I'm waiting for the hurricane. Where is Brer Rabbit? He went home to get some rope so he could tie himself to a tree while he wait for the hurricane. Brer Bear, there is no hurricane coming. Brer Rabbit said so. There's no hurricane coming. There's no hurricane coming. He tricked you. He tricked me? Oh, that wasn't nice of him. That wasn't nice of him. Let me down. I didn't put myself up there. I'm not bringing you down. And Brer Fox went on home with his fish. And as far as I know, ladies and gentlemen, if you will go out the street here, go right on over through Jonesboro, all the way down, go down the road, around the corner a little bit, then there's a hill. You go up that hill, you walk a little bit, turn to your left, walk to the path. You'll see the oak tree. He's still tied to that oak tree, waiting for the hurricane. I love Brer Rabbit's stories, Uncle Remus stories. They are such good stories. And those stories were told by the people called slaves. And they were told because they were important enough to have stories that talked about those who were weak, who didn't have the power, but found a way through their own smarts to still win the battle in the end. And the good thing about Brer Rabbit is sometimes he loses. So go back and read those stories and remember those stories, those wonderful stories. Well, how about another one? You ready for another one? Now, here's the thing. If you had said no, I would have still told you anyhow. That's just how it goes at the storytelling festival. But it's much more exciting when you're ready. Long, long ago, long before there were people, long before there were cars, long before there were dinosaurs and convenience stores, there were the trees. And the trees were always green. The trees were always green, and the trees were always happy. They were happy, they were green, all of them, except the Weeping Willow. Oh me, oh my, how I wish I could turn colors. I'd be red like a strawberry. And I'd be orange like an orange, yeah. And I'd be yellow like the sun and brown like the ground. Oh me, oh my. And so the Weeping Willow went to the angel of the trees. And the angel of the trees went zooming up to God, knocked on God's door. God said, come on in. It's me, God, the angel of the trees. I know that. What you want? It's the Weeping Willow. Ugh. Is it that same Weeping Willow who used to be a little bitty tree, then he wanted to be a big tree, and I let that happen? That would be the one. Is it the same Weeping Willow whose arms used to stick out straight, then he wanted them bending down? That would be the one. Tell him no. So the angel of the trees came down and said, no. Oh me, oh my, how I wish I could turn colors. I'd be red like a robin redbreast. And I'd be orange like an orange, yeah. And I'd be yellow like a daffodil. And I'd be brown like a lion's fur. Oh me, oh my. And so the Weeping Willow began to whine and cry and cry and whine. Until finally, Mr. Oak had it. I've had it. I'm tired of all your whining and your crying, and me and some of my friends are going to the other side over there. And so Mr. Oak and his friends went to the other side over there. Oh, me. Oh, my. I'm going to miss Mr. Oak and his friends. But I would be happy if I could turn colors. And so the Weeping Willow whined and cried and whined, moaned and groaned and moaned until finally Miss Magnolia had had it. I've had it. I am tired of all your whining, your crying, your moaning, your groaning, and me and some of my friends are going to the other side over there. And so Miss Magnolia and her friends went to the other side over there. Oh, me. Oh, my. I'm going to miss Magnolia and her friends. But I would be happy if I could turn colors. And so the Weeping Willow whined and cried and whined, moaned and groaned and moaned, and he complained, until finally all the trees left. Then all the bushes left. Then all the shrubs left. Then all the flowers left. Then all the grass left. And the dirt was just about to get up and go when the angel of the trees took the request back to God. He knocked on God's door. Yeah, come on in. It's me, God, the angel of the trees. I know that. What do you want? It's the Weeping Willow. What does he want? He still wants to turn colors. What colors? Purple, silver, gold? Oh no, he's very specific. He wants to be red, orange, yellow, and brown. Well, God thought. And God thought. And God thought. Yes. Oh, the Weeping Willow came zooming. The angel of the trees came zooming down from the heavens and told the Weeping Willow yes. And oh, yay! He was very excited. I don't know how that works in sign language. Oh, I like that. Yes, very good. And he went to sleep that night. When he woke up in the morning, Red, look at me. I'm red. I look like a strawberry. I look like a cherry. I look like red things. I look like a rose. I'm red. He loved being red. Oh, he loved it. Of course, he was only talking to the ground, but he felt really good about himself right about that time. It wasn't long before he felt something. Tingle! And he turned orange. Look at me. I'm orange. I look like a big fat... Oh, y'all know only one color too, huh? I never can think of anything else orange. Whatever. It's my story. I'm orange. He loved being orange. And it wasn't long after when he felt something. Tingle! And he turned yellow. See my yellow? Like my yellow? Watch me glow, glow, glow. Yellow. He really liked yellow. I feel pretty, oh so pretty, in yellow I be yellow. He really liked yellow. Well, he knew if he had turned red, and he had turned orange, and he had turned yellow, he was bound to dingo, brown, see my brown, my pretty brown, oh, brown. Oh. He was so excited because he knew what would happen next. He knew he would turn red, he'd turn green, red, orange, yellow, and brown, green, red, orange, and yellow, and brown, green, red, orange, and yellow, and brown, again and again and again and again. But that's not what happened. You see, the thing the Weeping Willow wanted most in all the world, to turn colors, was the thing that made him very sick. And the Weeping Willow began to die. Well, all the other trees, Mr. Oak, Miss Magnolia, and all of them saw what was happening, and they wrote a letter to God. They gave it to the angel of the trees, who took it up to God, and this is what the letter said. We know the weeping willow whined and cried, moaned and groaned and complained. And he's probably getting what he deserves, but he is our friend. Yes, and as our friend, we do not wish for him to die alone. We too will die with him and change colors. Well, God was so blown away by their requests that he granted it. And that is why every year, this time of year, when it will finally get cold, we see the leaves turn red and orange and yellow and brown, and they seem to die. But because of their great love, God promised they would always come back alive again in the spring. And oh, that weeping willow, he never whined, he never cried, he never moaned, groaned, or complained again, because he had the best gift of all. He had friends. Here's a short for those men that think they will know what they want in life. There was a nobleman in Hungary, and he had a wonderful cook, and he loved his cook. He loved his cook very, very much. But he did not love her in a romantic way, no. He did not love her for her beauty, no. He loved her because she could cook. She was the kind of cook we would say she could burn in my vernacular. She could make some good food. He loved her, but she was a woman with a very quick temper. And he would say one thing, and she would start throwing pots and pans around and say, I'm not cooking for you. I refuse to cook for you. Cook for yourself. Find another cook. And he would say apologies, and he would be, oh, I'm sorry, because he did not want to lose his cook. For if he lost his cook, he would lose the food that was in his belly that he loved so much. And he would find a way, he would tiptoe around her, and this went on for years and years. And then one day he said, I have to solve this problem. I must solve this problem. I must have my cook. If I do not have my cook, I do not have the food I love. If I do not have the food I love, I will not eat. If I do not eat, I will die. I need this cook. And so he decided he would propose to her, and he would marry the cook. But he was a nobleman, so when he said this, the other noblemen that were around him said, what a foolish thing. She is not a noble woman. He said, oh, I must have my cook. They said, oh. And they began to deride him and tease him and taunt him, but he married his cook anyway. They went on a long honeymoon. When they returned in the evening, and then the next day he went to work, and on that night after work, he rode his horse home, and he began to salivate for the food that his wife would cook him. He began to salivate with the knowledge that every day for the rest of his life, he would have a hot cooked meal without problem on his desk, on his table. He could not wait. He came home, he quickly got off the horse. He went into the kitchen, and there was no food. There was no smell of food. The burners were cold. He wondered what would happen. He called out for his wife, and she was in her bedroom. He went to her and he said, my love, there's no food. You haven't cooked. She whirled around on him and said, are you asking me, a noble woman, to cook a meal for you? Hire a cook. Thank you all, and have a great day today. Have a great day.